The secret of the food vendor. In the heart of a bustling city, down a narrow alley illuminated by flickering streetlights, stood a humble food cart known as Mina's Delights. Mina, the cart's proprietor, was a reserved woman in her late 30s, always clad in a simple apron, her jet black hair tied back in a tight bun. Her dishes were a sensation. People traveled from far and wide to taste her legendary soups and stews. The secret ingredient, she claimed, was love and a pinch of magic. Mina's Delights opened precisely at dusk and closed by midnight. Those who had eaten her food swore it was transformative. It didn't just fill your stomach, it soothed your soul, brought back forgotten memories, and, strangely enough, resolved long-held grudges. Some claimed they saw fleeting visions of loved ones they had lost while savoring her dishes. The stories were so compelling that her line of customers often stretched around the block. Yet, no one ever saw where Mina got her ingredients or prepared her meals. Her food cart seemed impossibly small for the complexity of her dishes. Rumors began to circulate. Some said she was a witch who used forbidden spells, others whispered she had made a pact with the supernatural. Among Mina's regulars was Rovi, a struggling journalist desperate for a story to revive his failing career. Skeptical of the supernatural rumors, he decided to uncover the truth. He devised a plan to stake out the alley and follow Mina after her cart closed. One moonless night, Rovi hid in the shadows, camera in hand. As the clock struck midnight, Mina packed up her cart with practiced precision, humming a hauntingly beautiful tune. Rovi trailed her through a maze of back streets, his heart pounding with both fear and anticipation. She finally stopped at an abandoned warehouse on the city's outskirts. Rovi watched as Mina unlocked a heavy, rusted door with an ornate key that glowed faintly. She disappeared inside. Summoning his courage, Rovi followed. Inside, he was met with an otherworldly sight. The warehouse was enormous, its walls lined with shelves holding jars filled with swirling, glowing substances. In the center stood a massive cauldron bubbling with a luminous liquid. Mina was there, her back to him, chanting softly. Before Rovi could process what he was seeing, she turned around, holding a jar of glowing red mist. Her eyes locked onto his, and for a moment, Rovi was frozen. Curiosity is a dangerous thing, Mina said, her voice calm but firm. She gestured toward the jars. Do you know what these are? Rovi shook his head, unable to speak. These are fragments of human emotions, she continued. Grief, joy, regret, hope. I harvest them to create my dishes. That's why people feel transformed, they are consuming the very essence of what makes us human. Rovi's mind raced. How do you harvest them? Mina gave a sad smile. It's not as sinister as you think. I find people who are burdened, who long for release. I offer to take their pain, their sorrow, their anger. In return, I give them peace. She gestured to the glowing cauldron. But it's a delicate balance. Too much of one emotion, and the dish becomes dangerous. As she spoke, the air grew colder. Rovi noticed a jar on the edge of a shelf wobbling precariously. Before Mina could react, it toppled, shattering on the floor. A dark mist erupted, filling the room with an oppressive, suffocating energy. Mina's calm demeanor vanished. You need to leave. Now. But the mist coiled around Rovi, pulling him toward the cauldron. Mina chanted frantically, her hands weaving intricate patterns in the air. The mist resisted, its strength growing. Desperate, Mina grabbed a jar of bright golden light and hurled it into the cauldron. There was a blinding flash, and the mist dissolved. Rovi collapsed to the floor, gasping for air. Mina helped him up, her face pale. You shouldn't have followed me, she said, her voice trembling. This is not a world meant for outsiders. Rovi nodded, too shaken to argue. As she escorted him out, she handed him a small bowl of her stew. Eat this. It will help you forget. The next morning, Ravi woke up in his apartment, the events of the night before hazy and dreamlike. On his desk was an empty bowl and a single note: "Some secrets are best left uncovered." Mina's delight was gone, the alley where her cart once stood now empty. Ravi searched for her for weeks but found no trace. Yet, every now and then, as he walked through the city, he swore he could smell her still in the air, comforting and mysterious as ever.